How long will it take before my ex starts to miss me? One of the most common questions that I get asked as a relationship coach is, how long will this process take? And will my ex show that they are missing me? And that is a very, very good question. The truth is that it is different for every relationship, because every relationship is unique, because we are unique individuals. So your dynamic may be different from that of someone else. However, it also depends on you. It depends on how you will approach your breakup recovery process. Will you really maximize your chances of success? Will you avoid mistakes? Will you put specific action in place that actually make your ex miss you? And I wanted to talk about those in this video. So first and foremost, the length of time that it will take for an ex to miss you depends on your ability to detach and not put them on a pedestal. And quite often, an ex doesn't miss you because you don't give them an opportunity to miss you. You're continuously reaching out, telling them you love them, showing them how emotional you are, how much you care, and the fact that you need them to be happy and to exist. And when you do this, it's very difficult for an ex to realize that they miss you, even if they could miss you, simply because you're not being patient enough. Generally speaking, it will also depend, like we talked about, on your ability to avoid mistakes, right? And there are many different types of mistakes that people make at the time of the breakup. And it's important for you to understand breakup recovery as well as our philosophy to make sure that you avoid these common mistakes. And I've created a specific video to help you make sure that you will avoid these mistakes, and it's accessible for you in the comment section below. It will help you not just avoid mistakes, but also reclaim your power and help you also communicate with your ex way more effectively. Furthermore, it depends on how quickly you are able to change and to evolve. Your ex won't miss you if they start to see, or if they continue to see, the person that they broke up with at the time of the breakup. But if you're able to change, if you're able to be social, and if you're able to really truly evolve and address the root causes of these issues, then your ex is way more likely to miss you, because they will no longer see perhaps your shortcomings and the negative traits and the triggers, but instead they will see what they fell for, your quality, strengths, and attitude. I'm talking about a profound change that is necessary here, because it's not just about getting them to miss you ultimately. It's about being in a relationship that is sustainable and that has the chance to withstand the test of time. So not only will you change, but then we will need to highlight and showcase that change. And this can really greatly increase your chances of them missing you, noticing you. And very often when we talk about this topic, people immediately jump to this notion, like posting on social media or doing something that is going to get their attention, that's going to get them to miss you. But I'm not in the business of tricks or manipulation or short-term emotional boosts, dopamine hits and successes. I really want you to approach this process the right way so that your relationship has a chance to really thrive. This, I believe, is what differentiates our approach to all other approaches that you may find. We are grounded in a philosophy of personal transformation, of true well-being, of addressing the real issues that plagued your relationship so that you can be in a different type of relationship and never have to go through this painful process again. And in order to do this, you must strive to be happy You must strive to be happy without your ex. And the happier you are, the more likely it is that your ex is going to start to miss you, because you're going to radiate that positivity, that sense of well-being and happiness. You need to also remember that your ex may not tell you that they miss you, even if they miss you. And this is something that I see all the time. Because I am a relationship coach with quite a bit of experience, I'm able to see some of the signs that your ex actually does miss you. And, as you also continue to deepen your understanding of this process and our philosophy, you will also be able to start to pick up on these signs, even when your ex is trying to be proud or sneaky. And again, this free gift, this secret video that's linked in the description below, will help you to deepen that sense of awareness, that radar, to be able to tell when your ex is thinking about you, when they miss you, when they want to contact you, when they feel connected to you as well. Ultimately, though, I want you to look at their actions and behaviors, not just their words. And as you develop that radar, you're going to be able to pick up on their actions when an ex actually does miss you. Either way, I don't want you to get impatient. I don't want you to get defensive. I don't want you to feel like you have to have your ex validate how you feel, the growth that has occurred, and your transformation. Because it's about taking them off that pedestal. That is what fighting the good fight is all about. How long will it take for your ex to miss you? Probably shorter than you think, sooner than you think. A lot less time, because you are in a negative mindset and you tend to think that the worst possible outcome is upon you, that you are somehow an exception to the rule, and that it can happen for everyone else, but for you it won't. But that is not the case. If you approach this process the right way, if you have a plan, if you're in the right mindset, if you're being honest with yourself and with this process and doing it the right way, I guarantee you your ex will miss you, and it will become clearer and clearer to you that they are missing you. So in an effort to be ever closer to you and to provide you with support, I am now going to listen to a question that was submitted by a lady named Diana to us and provide you and Diana with some guidance. And if in the future you would like me to answer your questions and what you are going through, feel free to leave your questions either in the comment section in writing, or to send me a private audio message of what you're going through and your question, so that I can provide you as well with a little bit of tailored support and guidance. So let's listen to Diana's question.
What should I do if a man can decide between two women? Because he's in love with me, but he spends more time with this other woman.
Diana, thank you so much for your question. And I think that this question is actually quite important, and it ties into this topic of how long it will take for your ex not just to miss you, but to commit to you if he has two women in his life. So remember, we talked about not focusing so much on what an ex says, but actually on what they do. And here, what he's doing is spending a lot of time with someone else. Diana, you need to be the prize. You cannot compete with another woman, and you cannot lower your standard and your values to try to make this man fit the bill. Diana, you also have to overcome your fear of losing this man to this other person, because it's this fear of losing him that is causing you to compromise on your values and your self-worth, and to perhaps enable him to be in a dynamic where he can have the best of both worlds, where he could spend some time with you, he could spend some time with this other woman, and kind of keep you both on the hook. So what I'm going to need you to do is to pull away on your terms, to set boundaries. If this man wants to be with you, there cannot be another woman in the picture. You need to be strong and you need to be resilient and you need to overcome this fear of losing him. So the next question, Diana, that you would naturally ask me in a coaching session, of course, once we go into the details of this plan and how we're going to go about it, would be how long will it take before he misses me? And how long will it take before he commits to me? And I would tell you that it's going to depend on a lot of the elements, the concepts that we have touched upon in this video. It'll depend on your ability to stay true and to the boundaries that you will set. It will depend on your ability to not make mistakes and validate him and put him on a pedestal. It will depend on your ability to change and to value yourself, to not let him kind of, have the sense of reassurance and validation that he could still be with you or have you if he wanted to. It'll depend on your ability to move forward and to show him that you can be happy without him and to show him what he has lost. You tell me that you think that this man is still in love with you or still loves you. I have faith in the female intuition and in your assessment of how this man feels. And so if you know that he loves you, then you should not be afraid to detach, to set him free, because he will come back just like a magnet, overwhelmed by the fear of losing you because he has these strong feelings for you. And if you do this right, it's not going to take very long because men are wired to chase. But you must value yourself. And you also need to make sure that you're setting yourself up to lay the foundation for a healthy relationship moving forward. And so if we excuse negative behavior now, if we let him feel like it is normal to have two women in his life, even if he was to commit to you, what type of relationship would he be committing to? So an ex will miss you and an ex will commit to you if you take the right steps. And Diana, I really encourage you to check out my free gifts that you can find in the link below, because it will help you to regain control over the balance of power. It will provide you with actual tips and action points that you can take to reclaim your power, to regain control over the balance of power, which is absolutely necessary in your situation and in most situations after a breakup has occurred. Right now, he has too much power. And with a few changes in your approach, you will see that you can get this man to start to miss you and to get this man to start to chase you. Again, thank you, Diana, for your question. And I really look forward to hear all about the steps that you're going to take to get this man to commit to you. So don't worry so much about how long it will take for your ex to miss you, how long it will take for you guys to get back together. Just like Diana, I want you to focus on what you can control. I want you to make sure that you are forcing your ex to rise up to the challenge, because you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be growing. You're going to be developing qualities and new habits that will ultimately enable you to regain control over the balance of power, which will make them reach out to you sooner, which will shorten the period of breakup recovery. And just like I told Diana, I highly encourage you to check out my free gift video that is linked in the description of this video. 8 tips to reclaim your power, how to regain control over the balance of power after a breakup. That is what Diana needs. And if you're asking this question about how long it will take, it's probably what will enable you to take the next step, both in terms of your understanding, but also in terms of actions that will bring your ex closer to you. Either way, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for fighting the good fight. And I look forward to hearing all about your questions and the progress that you will make in the coming days. Take good care.